adjacent skeleton bones are connected in different ways and therefore form functional unions. Several types of connections are distinguished, including immovable, slightly movable, and movable. Sutures are fixed connections of bones made of bone tissue. They allow to create a rigid and hard structure, not allowing for any bone movement. Neurocranium bones are joined in that way. In slightly movable connections, the space between bones may be filled with cartilage tissue. For example, between vertebrae, slightly movable connections are not so rigid as sutures and allow restricted bone movement, usually in a small range. The largest movement between bones is provided by fully movable joints. They are most commonly found in the skeleton, for example, in upper and lower limbs. The bone system contains several types of movable joints that vary in terms of the range of movement possible. The largest range of movement in all three planes is provided by a ball and socket joint. It enables rotational and omnidirectional movement. An example of such a joint is the hip joint, which is a connection between the ilium and pelvis. The elbow joint between the humerus and bones of the forearm is another type of connection, called a hinge joint. It enables movement of a limb in only one plane, namely flexion and extension. The saddle joint is interesting in terms of its structure. Both joint bones have a concave surface and are saddle-shaped. Such connection enables movement in two planes. An example of such a joint can be found at the base of the thumb. In the human body, we can also find a pivot joint that allows for rotation of bones around each other. Connection between the first two vertebrae of the spine is an example of a pivot joint.